Hey guys, it's Brian from Weird World War Deuce. I'm in my fat Jesus disguise, so there you go. So tonight's Weird War Wednesday is just gonna be a free for all. I didn't have any topic tonight, so I thought I'd just do an hour painting with you guys. Since I didn't do that earlier. So there you go. We're gonna just hang out, do some just chill, talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. You guys can ask me questions, or we can talk about whatever. Do whatevs. I'm a little late because I was cooking dinner for and Mel's on our way home from week. But yeah, so what's going down? I am 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 models shy of my 100 minis for the month. So shit, I got that in the bank. We got what, 10 days left? No problemo. No problem. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I am talking about Mini Warmutt's Painting Challenge of Doom, where he he's having a challenge over at his channel. So go check it out. Go check it out. What is this shit? Hold on, give me a second, guys. But yeah, so I guess he's been painting like a madman. I still think he has a bunch of like enslaved people in his basement churning out minis. That's what I'm feeling, Brian. I'm feeling it. That's what I think is going on. But yeah, so anything going on today for me? I don't really think so. Not too much going down. What is this shit? Hold on a second, guys. I need to look at my computer's being stupid. If there's anybody out there, and you can hear me, let me know that it's all good. That's stupid. I need to turn this off. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm sorry. I should have. Again, I got on here late, so I I filmed all the like role playing stuff, or not the role playing, but the miniature battles for it. I just have to like put it all together in like a story. Okay, what the fuck? Oh yeah, this thing got unplugged. Hold on a second, guys. Sorry. I'm trying to get this thing. I am not super techno savvy, guys. Not at all. I mean, I guess I'm not that bad. I'm not horrible at it, but I mean, I'm getting lots of beeps. Boop, beep, beep, baboo, beep, bobby, whoops. Beep, beep, beepers and tweeters and twatties and dobbies and blobbies and bing bongs. What? But yeah, so I was playing Fear of the Dark, which is a fun solo skirmish game. It's kind of got like a choose your own adventure kind of feel to it, where your decisions take you different places in the scenario. So that's always cool. So it's a lot of fun. And so to be fair, and this is what I do. I kind of make things my own, and I change shit around, and da 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 da. So yeah, it's like the story that you guys see on the stream may not be the actual story that's like on the what the fuck is it? Oh, okay. But yeah. Oh, hold on a second. Let me get this shit out of here. Okay, whatever. Jesus fucking thing. Okay, I'm back. All right, so yep, what I've got. I need to paint here is 16 minis, no problem. I might run out of paint. Actually, I think I'm gonna be running out of paint of my. Annan, what's up, dude? Or dudette? Just tonight is just a free for all. We just bullshit. You guys can paint with me for an hour, and we can talk about whatever we wants to talk about. I am painting World War II Japanese zombies. Oh. Brain. Well, I wonder what the word for brains is in Japanese. I got a buddy lives in Japan. He's a Canadian expat that lives in Japan. I should ask him, like, hey, dude, James, hook me up. What is the Japanese word for brains, as said by a zombie that wants to eat your flesh? I have a buddy, Michael. Um, or you guys might know him from like the LAF forums. His Mishi under the code name Mishi. He like I remember once, he's German, so I was like doing scenery and stuff, right? And I was doing German scenery, and I don't know all the fucking words and shit, right? And then I'm trying to figure out words that are like you don't go to like a translator and it says, oh, okay, armored mechanical military armored walker or some shit, and bioweapons laboratory, like for a sign. You don't really plug that in, and but anyway, because you want it to look right in your game. So I asked him a bunch of like, I was asking him a bunch of like crazy, like what would these words be, and write them out for me so I can make them signs and shit for my evil Nazi laboratories and whatever. So that's pretty cool. I know the guy David who did the rules for Fear of the Dark. He is Spanish and from Spain, and he English is being his second language. But what was cool was a lot of the fans, they English speaking fans, they like hooked him up. They helped him out, help kind of look over his rule book and help him with the language stuff, because shit, man, you know putting that stuff in like Google Translate or something, that still might turn out sounding like all our base belong to us kind of shit. So, you know, and then like literal translations, or just even the nomenclature of the country is also helpful. Like I remember I used to work with these two ladies, right? And they came to America from Iran, right? And obviously English is their new language, and they would like they would say that they would say things to, like phrases and stuff. I understood what they said, but like for an example, she would say, "Get out of the city," like instead of "get out of town." So I mean it made sense. I mean I knew what she was saying, but it wasn't quite how it's said. You know what I mean? So it was so that was cool for his buddies to help him out with that. See, guys, I mean, if you could help anybody out in the hobby, do it. Shit, it doesn't take you nothing to like give somebody a hand. And, they probably, he probably hooked them up with a rule book or some shit too. So I know they got mentioned in the rule book, so that's always cool. Shit, we can help each other out. At least that's how. Oh, so helping me out, guys. So I've got on our Facebook group, we've got like 1,200 people, right? I'm like, just get half of those guys to come up and sign, join the the YouTube group, subscribe to the YouTube group would get me over 1,000. So that'd be cool. So if you guys have not signed up for Weird World War II, the YouTube channel, do so if you can. I'd appreciate it. I don't know if I'm gonna get. I don't think I'm what is it that get the money from it and all that. I think I think it helps with the algorithm really, because like I think the more subscribers you have, the more in the search mix that you get up, you get higher on the search list and all that. And there's not a lot of weird World War II gaming stuff, but there's a lot of. I'm not like when you plug in Weird World War II, we're not number one. We're like number 10 or some shit. So I want to try to get us to number one. Like number one is like Weird World War II, like weapons or something like that. Weird World War II facts or something like some, one of those top 10 just clickbait kind of crap. It's so funny. It's like when one person does that, like puts one of those out. Let's say top 10 weirdest World War II weapons, right? Shit. Those 15, 20 other 20 other like videos pop up at the same time and doing the same damn, list. They might change it up. They might put them in different order or some shit, but it's the same thing. It's just like, come on, man. Come up with your own stuff. I did one top 10 or top 5. I did a top 5 most common Weird War II tropes. Like one was zombies. Every fucking I'm painting zombies right now. Every Weird World War II has some sort of like undead zombies or some shit like that. And then it was like super tech was one, like walkers and super tech stuff. Then it was I think it was what was it? It was super soldiers. That was one. Like like bio weapon type things. Super tech bio weapon. Put zombies. Shit, I don't remember. I think walkers was one, and then like hell, I don't know. I don't remember. That was interesting. Nerd, what's up, dude? I am just chilling. I didn't have a topic here. Oh, hold on a second, guys. Looks like Mel needs help getting in. Hold on, I'll be right back. Okay? I don't have any pants on, so don't look. Hold on, I'm coming. I'm coming. Make sure you weren't a rapist. You okay? Yeah. It's in the fridge, though. I'll go get some after. I'll go get it tonight. I'm on my show right now, but the chicken's in the oven. All right. I'm back. I'm making shake and bake chicken, guys. Cannot go wrong with shake and bake chicken. We've discovered that the like certain brands of that kind of like breadcrumb stuff. What? What's the matter? Mel's in a mood, guys. She just got home from work. She's all pissy. It's only been in there since like. It's burning. There wasn't enough. Anyway, she's raging. Women's. I know. I know. Hey, at least I turned the camera, guys. Right? I mean, so Kit Kat, stop. You know, at least I'm not complete heathen. I'm pretty close to it, but not completely. You gonna go get some? I can go get it after I'm done. All right. No, I forgot to pick up something on our way home from work. But yeah. So yeah, you see, I'm thinking about you guys. I don't want you guys to see my fat butt or my briefs. Not wearing boxers. I wear boxers. Boxer briefs. I think they're called boxer briefs, aren't they? They're not quite boxers like shorts boxers. They're kind of fashionable. See, look at that. You guys are learning what kind of underwear I wear. See? That's pretty fucking weird. Percy, what's up, dude? Nothing is sacred at Weird World War II. It's all fair game. So me and Mel last night, we during dinner we'll start a movie, right? We'll start watching. So we try to make it to where like that we something we both haven't seen. But I've fucking seen everything. So like sometimes I'll relent and like watch something. But anyway, but last night we started a turd called The Shark Side of the Moon. And that's right, guys. The Shark Side of the Moon. So the story is some Soviet fucking. I mean, it's awful, guys. It's awful. The acting is awful. The CGI is not too bad. I mean, for a low budget POS. But Mike, it's like they go to the moon and no one's wearing like spacesuits for some reason, and like there's sharks swimming under the ground in the moon. It's just stupid as hell. It's not funny. I love bad stupid. I love bad movies. This is just shit. So don't. I guess it's a Hulu original. A Hulu original, everybody. Yeah, Hulu. Like I don't know what Hulu's like CEO's like daughter made this or some shit because that's the only reason why that thing would ever be filmed. It is shit. That's not like Sharknado funny. It's like meant to be a serious movie, and it's just dumb. It's bad, 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 bad. I know it's the instead of Nazis because Nazis are so triggering or problematic. They made them Soviet. That shit, man. They're just as bad. Shit. Stalin murdered more people than fucking Hitler ever did. And then let's get into Mao. Mao killed more people than both of those bastards together. And then you had that motherfucker down in Africa. That what was he? That Dutch guy? I can't remember his name. He fucking murdered almost as many as Mao did. Craziness, craziness, man. Anywho's, we'll get off that topic. That's no fun. But what did it? So I read a couple comics, some Weird War comics today. I read a couple issues of Commando, which are fucking epic. You know, it's funny because I was always a huge war book reader, right? In comics, mostly DC. I was a big DC war. Sergeant Rock was my main man. But I knew Commando existed, right? But they were just never available like when I was growing up as a kid, right? Because they're British. And being the American arrogant fuckers that we are, we just stick with the American stuff, right? Or at least the comic shops, at least in the early '80s, weren't carrying anything British. But when fucking DC went over to the UK and then like hired all of 2080's talent to bring them over to the States, Miller and Moore and all those guys, Boland and then that like, oh how these guys did a bunch of shit over there, and maybe we should start covering it anyway. But I wasn't exposed to any Commando book. I knew they existed. I saw the covers, but I never read any. So a couple years ago, I found a website that had a lot of the comics on PDF, yeah, not PDF, but whatever, yeah, PDF. So I've been trying to read like at least one a day. I've been doing that for on and off for like a year or two. They're great, man. They're a lot of fun. I just read this one where this like Norwegian whaler is down in like the around the South Atlantic hunting whales, and then I guess like they end up fighting U-boat, and like the main character is like a harpooner, right? And he like harpoons the fucking U-boat and blows it up. It's fucking great. It's fantastic. Good stuff. Tiki, what's up, buddy? Yeah, Pol Pot. Let's talk about fictional evil. Yeah, the Congo. Was it the king? I mean, was he responsible? I thought maybe it was one of his magistrates down there. Yeah, but anyway, yeah, that's like HS, buddy. Yeah, so Hello, Hello. That's a great show. Fucking love that show. That's one thing. So I was lucky. So like I grew up in the Dallas Fort Worth area in North Texas. So check this out. The PBS station, public broadcasting station in Dallas, was the station that brought all of that British television to the States. It was them. They're the first ones that brought like Flying Circus and, Benny Hill, Monty Python, all that shit, right? Hello, hello. You're being served, what, only horses, whatever, all that shit. So when I was a kid, I actually watched a lot of British television because it was available in the market that we were in. So yeah, dude, I've grown up on like Faulty Towers, and Red Dwarf is my biggest thing, but that's a little bit later. But like Benny Hill, I used to love Benny Hill because it was kind of risque as a kid. I'm like, ooh, look at the girls naked, but not quite naked. They're naked, but they're not quite naked. It's enough. It was enough. But yeah, so I lucked out. So I got to see like a low was always funny. Um, what was that? I'm being served. Is that the one where they're like at an apartment store? That's such a ugh, weird stuff. But yeah, so I lucked out seeing a lot of British stuff. And we had access to like it's funny because being in Texas, there's a large Hispanic community, especially in Mexico, right? So there were stations that the UHF stations would run like Mexican television programs, but most of that shit was like soap operas and like talent shows. I wasn't really into that shit. King Leopold got it. Okay. The British channel, yeah, dude, they did. It's just like Lovejoy was good. Yo, Faulty Towers is hilarious. I love when he gets on his German rants. He's like, "We'll just forget what happened. We're all friends now, you bastards." That's so funny. His wife, my God. I mean, if I remember correctly, wasn't she the one with the money? Because if she wasn't, I would have kicked her ass. The one with the money. Because if she wasn't, I would have kicked her ass out. Man, she was just, ugh. But he was pretty high strung too. I mean, it was pretty. Another one was the Britas Empire. The guy that plays is it Chris Berry who plays Rimmer? He was like he ran like a gym, like a public gym or some shit. Oh my god, that was fucking funny too. I love telling. Yeah, I mean, listen, I mean, I was always pretty shaky on my Spanish when I was a kid, right? So weird because I took Spanish in high school. I took Latin in college. I still around, and I used to work in construction. There's a lot of Hispanic speakers in construction, so I was using it conversationally. But shit, it's been 15 years since I used it, really. So I just leaked out my brain. But yeah, my biddy got banned from Facebook for having Brazil faulty as his what? Oh, dude, that's bullshit. Hey, cinematic, what's up, dude? Okay, guys, let's put on the brakes. Cinematic tabletop, okay, makes the best fucking battle reports in the genre, man. Go, we were talking about Commando Comics, man. Go to cinematic tabletop and watch his battle reports. It's like reading a fucking Commando comic, dude. They are fantastic, dude. I love them. I love them, dude. They're great. You put a lot of time in the special effects and like the mood lighting and the graphics, dude. I am like those are great, dude. I love it. I fucking love them. You guys, all of you guys, you go to Cinematic Tabletop's channel, YouTube channel, and you subscribe and you watch all his shit because they are fantastic. Glad to have you, man. Good to see you. But yeah, so I really enjoy and I've always been like it's okay, so like in the States, guys, like our news, the only thing you'll ever hear about in the news is if American shit. My God, it's like all only thing you hear about in American news is Trump is evil, the world's fucking, the environment's gonna melt on us, we're all fucking dead. Then it's like medical shit, and it's politics. My God, it's just politics, constant and the only nuggets of like foreign news is like if some fucking catastrophe happened, and it's always like 2 or 3 days late, and then it's like and this is like the major news, like the newscast, like the prime time. I'm not talking about like the ones that run all day. They'll play stuff. But most it's so American centric, and that's fine. Shit, I get it. We live in America. We need to know what's going on. But I watch DW News. I watch Al Jazeera English. I watch there's a Polish like public broadcasting one too. I watch. The DW one I'm pretty impressed with. I guess DW is like an English language German news channel. It's pretty good. I was watching the BBC, but it's a mess, man. Your BBC's like anchors are just suck. Like bad. Oh, dude, yeah. For you to make those videos, dude, you got to bust your ass because there's some awesome shit. Oh, did you? Oh, cool, nerd. Yeah. Dude, it is. It's fucking fantastic, dude. Yeah, dude. I'll have to shit, man. Okay, so my rule system is a heavily modified mod of the old Easy 8 Battleground World War II rules, but it's been like heavily modified. But yeah, I've got everything in like these are like my rules for the most part, right? It's shit like this. It's like pads of paper, fucking do all this shit. But I've written all the core rule stuff. I've written all out, like typed out the core stuff, the infantry, the artillery, like, and then like I'm almost done with the vehicles, right? I just shit, man. I just don't have enough time. I have time, guys. It's just doing it. It's fucking tough. It's all written out. It's what's really cool about having your own game system, guys, is that if you because I like playing all sorts of games, right? So when I play like I'm playing, Fear of the Dark or whatever, if there's a rule in there that I really dig, I'll just incorporate it into my game. I mean, there's no rule system better for your gaming than the one that you make. So I really suggest everybody to kind of gravitate to a system that you really like that gives you the kind of gaming that you want to do, not what's being played, but what you want to play. And then just modify it, just change it in the way that you want to game because no other game company is going to write a rule system for you other than yourself because you are the one who knows how you want to play. So, find a game system for a start and then just go crazy or just come up with all your own shit. I love it. Yeah, dude, I'll have to I owe Chuck. I mean, I need to I'll try to get some PDFs done up and send one to you, let you check it out. I mean, the infantry stuff's done. You can do an infantry game like right away. I can send that stuff to you. You can play it out. That'd be great to get some third party eyes on the rule set. And just it's pretty complex, but I mean it's real world shit. You can do like suppressive fire, you can do plunging fire, and there's all sorts of you can dig a foxhole in game. You can wire up a trap. It's whatever you want to do. And what's really cool, and a lot of people don't like it because it allows for like a role playing element. Everything's on morale, right? Everything goes off whatever the soldier's morale is. There's things called gut checks and morale checks and skill checks, right? Morale is keeping you cool. Gut checks is are you you have the fortitude to run at that tiger and put a fucking satchel charge in its barrel. You got to roll a gut check first to see if you can do it. And then the gut check can be modified depending on how crazy the act is. So if it's just running across the street, while there's fire, shooting at you, it's just the gut check. But if it's running on the precipice of a dam with a pee out on your shoulder and you dragging your buddy to cover some shit, there might be it'll modify or whatever. Anyway. And then there's the skill check. The skill check allows you to do stuff it's you're in you take over you can you kill the crew inside of a Panther tank, right? You just throw a grenade in there, blows up, kills the crew, but the tank didn't burn out. So you mount it, and then while you're in there, everything's in German. You don't know how to fucking drive a tank, so you do skill checks to see if you can do the shit. So you can do anything. You can role play with it. You can just play straight, just kind of tournament based, real simplistic, just shoot each other and move around. But you have grenades, rifle grenades. You can throw nets on people, whatever the fuck you want to do. It's a great system. But anyway. Oh yeah, dude. HS. Man, I tell you, man, Battleground. Okay, so guys, from what I know, so in the late 90s, mid 90s, Easy 8 Enterprises wrote Battleground Weird World War II or Battleground World War II. And they were the first that I know of, I think the first 28 millimeter World War II rule set. Because, man, I remember going in the back of the comic shop one day and I saw these guys, I've seen guys playing all sorts of, historical shit and, but then all of a sudden I see these guys, they're playing with 28 millimeter World War II. I'm like, what the hell? So I walk back there and go, man, what are you guys playing? This is Battleground, dude. It's a World War II game. I'm like, in 28 mil? Because, I played Micro Armor and, 15 mil and the 6 mil and the 10 mil shit or whatever, right? But I've never seen 28 millimeter World War II. And they're playing with vehicles, too. And I'm like, what the fuck? And they're like, yeah, these are 148 scale, vehicles, model kits. Dude, that weekend, I bought all the rules. I mail ordered off to Easy 8, got all their rules, all their expansions, everything. And then for the next couple months, I traveled all of the hobby shops in Texas, right? And I bought every 148 scale Bandai kit that was in the state of Texas. And it was, oh, dude, it was so much fun. And it was like, it was great. So, and I just fell in love with the system because you know what? It allowed me to do anything I wanted, anything. And, and it's like, and everybody's represented. It's like, like we were talking about that Panther tank. Maybe it gets disabled. Guess what? The crew ain't dead. If they don't bail out, they'll dismount. They can take off the whole machine gun and the coax machine gun, take it with them. They've got SMGs and grenades, and they become a fucking squad, dude. And there's so many of these games, you just lose so much like a possibility, playability, But anyway, I'm ranting. I like to rant, as you guys know. Yeah, the binders, they came in binders, yeah. Battle Lord, yeah. Laser Grenadier. Vor was fun. I enjoyed Vor. I played Vor a couple. Well, did I play? Yeah, I played Vor a couple times. I like the kind of the background that kind of set everybody why they were fighting each other. Kind of stuck on that. Like, was it like a dimension or a planet or something? Floating, flying through space. Oh, that's cool. Oh, we're using tarot cards. Oh, that's cool. Dude, I have never seen plunging fire anywhere except Easy 8. And I use that shit all the time. I mean, if you want to suppress an area if you can't, because everybody puts up their mortars, right? Behind shit. Well, guess what? I'm just going to plunge fire that area. I'm going to force you to either move or just get mangled. And it also, it keeps troops from moving in those areas. It's like real world tactics, man. It's like you suppressing fire. It's not suppressing fire. It doesn't necessarily you're trying to kill the enemy, but you're trying to suppress them, trying to keep them from moving. And the grid, and I made rules with like I modified like the explosion rules, like the template rules, like if you're a certain level of trooper, you will automatically dive prone if there's incoming fire. Like if it's an indirect, you can do a free like dive, like a prone. But if you're like green or worse, you kind of stand there because you're not experienced. You kind of like, what's going on? So, and then like if you're not in the template, but you're 2 inches away from it, the blast knocks you down, knocks you prone. Doesn't cause any damage, but it just knocks you prone. Because that's realistic. But yeah, shit like that. I mean, I like that realism shit because it really makes for a hard fought game. And that's what I really enjoy. Yeah. What's your RPG going to be called, Cinematic? Yeah. Oh, yeah, man. The mini line was great, dude. Uh, Bland was the guy who did the artwork and the minis for the system, and then he's when the I there's a crazy story about why Easy 8 folded up. I mean, no one really knows what happened, but me and a buddy of mine, not too. I mean, this was a while ago. We reached out. We tried to reach out to them to buy the rights and just take over the system, and then do something with it because it's a great system. But none of them were receptive to our offers, and they just wanted it dead for whatever reason. I've heard a lot of different stories about it, but it's a shame because it was really a great rule system. And then the rules and the minis could have been bought for a while. That's some like smaller company. I think it was Sire Games carried their line for a while, but I don't think they do anymore. I think that company's out of business too. But yeah, it's a shame. Justin, what's up, bud? Oh, dude, Twilight 2000. That was our jam. So like we were big like AD&D gamers, right? But then when we found Twilight 2000, holy shit, that's all we played, man. Every fucking weekend we would play. Every weekend we would play 40K or Twilight 2000. We might dabble in AD&D, but yeah, Twilight 2000 was such a fucking blast. And we were so nerdy, dude. We like, we were fighting like, Texas was behind enemy lines, right? So it's like we were fighting the Cubans and like the fucking Soviets, like in our hometown. Like we're securing Six Flags over Texas, protecting our girlfriends and shit. That's stupid. It was great. Good times. Twilight 2000 was a lot of fun. Horror fantasy, that's cool. Empire of the Dead. What didn't Westwind have something like that? Empire of the Dead? Yeah, might check into that because it might have already been taken. But anyway, it don't matter. Right on. Oh, dude, yeah. Yeah, Cinematic, you gotta check out. I mean, we played the first edition and then the second edition. And I think they released the new edition not too long ago. But it was so funny. I can't remember his name, but he was one of the writers. He has a YouTube channel, and he was talking about like, they didn't have fucking Wikipedia or the internet back then, so they were like the information on like vehicles and shit. They were getting that like from like books or field manuals or that kind of shit. So like at the time of printing, they didn't know what a M1A2 looked like. It's just it would, or what they were talking about, upgrading the gun or whatever, and they thought it was a turretless, and it was just so it's pretty fun to go back and look and see kind of the differences and shit. But yeah, we dug the story because parts of Texas gets overrun by the Soviets, so it's like that shit ain't gonna stand. We gotta take Texas back, bastards, Cubans, commies, Soviets, jerks. Oh, did you? You tried to get Vor? Oh, that sucks, man. I can see where some of these guys, they create this rule system, and they can't get it funded the way they want, and they just kill it. Because I mean, I can understand where they don't want someone to like buy their IP and then make it their own instead of that. I mean, I can see there's kind of like there's that love for the system of their own, and if they can't get it to work, they might just put it to sleep. But I don't know. Yeah, we had thought about, because we were big war gamers, right? But none of us had any. We didn't have back then. Was it like the late '80s and the early '90s is when we played Twilight 2000. Really, the '80s is when we played it. There wasn't like minis for that shit. There were some 15 mils floating around, and Twilight 2000 had a small line of their own minis. They didn't look very good. I didn't like them very much. But shit, back in the day, guys, people who are new to the hobby, you don't know how good you got it because shit, back in the day, the only way to get minis for the most part, if you didn't have a badass store, is that you would have to order them through like a catalog. And those catalogs, guys, they didn't have pictures. It was all like line drawings of the shit. If you're lucky, you'd have a line drawing of like, a Griffin rider mini. It might just say Griffin Rider and a price. They wouldn't show you what it looked like at all. So it was like, oh yeah, Griffin Rider, let's get it. So you never knew what you were gonna get, but that's what it was. That's what the industry was. You ordered them out of catalog, and it took forever to get there too. It took like a month or two to get there. It's crazy. Yeah, I guess it is. If you're making it for to make a profit, yeah. I mean, it's a hard industry to get into. It's true, man. There's many. I mean, we live in the golden age of wargaming, guys, because everybody and their mother is making something, right? And a lot of it is really fucking good. I mean, a lot of it is great, and you know, and there's everything from you know, porn shit to children, like Alice in Wonderland. I mean, fucking everything in between, historical and sci-fi and horror and just fucking everything. So it's like, man, you guys, we haven't made. This is the time to be a war gamer because shit, it's out there. You just got to find it, but it's fucking out there. It's accessible. Oh yeah, the kids, man. Listen, guys. As much as I love, it's just they just it's not their thing. It's like this generation. It's screens. That's how they're. How the schools, man. Like in Texas, at least, all the kids in school have computers. Like my kids are homeschooled, so they didn't get any of that shit. But like every kid gets issued like a tablet or like a tablet. I'm like, what? What the fuck? Where's this money coming from to give all the students in our school system a fucking tablet? You know, you guys remember like at the end of the year you'd have to turn in your textbooks and then they like grade it, and if it's mangled, you gotta pay. Shit. Kids, you think a kid's gonna like treat the whatever pad with respect? They'll be drawing like Hitler mustaches on it and like boobies and like dragons and shit on the outside, because that's what I would drew. I drew like I gave every jerk in the book. I'd give him a little Hitler mustache, and then I would draw like big titty barbarian, queens, barbarianesses, and then like just I'd mark the hell out of books, man. It's fine. Oh wow, you had a 20-year hiatus. Damn. Well, good, man. I'm glad you're back, dude. Because hey, I'm glad you're back because I thoroughly enjoy your videos, man. They're fantastic. So it seems like you like the 0200. At least you roll or you film it really good. I don't know. It's like I wouldn't mind playing. I haven't played it. I'd like to play it just to check it out, but I can just play like that in my system. Because we have like in my system you have actions, and like you can do like stealth move. It's like half your normal action, and with a successful skill check, you and I have like noise, like in the game you have senses, you can smell shit, you can you take sighting checks, you can hear things or whatever. So but yeah, I can play that kind of game in the system that I wrote. So I don't really need to buy it, but it looks fun. I mean, I like playing other shit, just check out the rules and stuff. I know, dude. I'm telling you, when the printers, they're pretty close to it, but when the printers become plug and play, where it's like you buy a cartridge of resin and you put it in, and you don't have to clean anything. Well, you may have to clean the top off, but it's like to where it just becomes so just like beep, beep, push button, you know, put STL here and push button and pour resin in this orifice and boom, here's your shit. When he gets to that point, fuck, dude. The like Games Workshop's fucked. Those guys, they're gonna have to come up with. They're gonna actually have to write rules that are worth a shit. Because I mean, because I'm telling you, like, there's a lot of people making like similar stuff that looks just as good, if not better, than GW stuff. And but but the kicker is that they're fucking charging the same prices as GW stuff. That ain't fucking cool. Just because they set the standard for the industry does not mean we have to follow them in the standard. My God, it's too expensive. GW's, a lot of gamers are just accepting that this isn't a cheap hobby, and if you can't afford it, tough shit. Well, okay. I mean, I can see, but that doesn't lend to expanding the hobby or passing it on to a next generation because it's too fucking expensive. It's more cost effective to buy a fucking video game. Oh, they don't do that. That would be racist. Yeah, Justin says they don't do that with textbooks anymore. That would be racist. I remember one of the cool things about school is like we would like you get those book covers and like you fold them and they're just like paper. You just fold and make like a cover for the book. So you could like you by the end of the year that those book covers would be covered in artwork and fucking phone numbers and my teacher's a bitch or whatever you put on it, right? And those are always fun because like it was just always cool to see at the end of the year like what your textbook book covers look like. I wish I kept some of those. I took pictures of them because man, some of those are great, dude. Some of my like a lot of my friends were really like artists and stuff, and they would do some great shit with it. That's cool. Stealth gaming's fun, man. I really like you know, like I like hard gaming, like hard gaming. Like we got to sneak around, you got to use real world tactics. It's not just like let's run towards the enemy because we have chainswords. That's dumb. I mean, it's like a space marine has a gun, right? Why the fuck would you run towards the enemy? Why don't you stay back and shoot him first? It's just like what the fuck? It's weird. Yeah, I need to print that shit up, guys. I just I need to print it up. It's like I said, like 75% of it is complete. I just need to do it. Yeah, listen, I mean, there are some, I mean, I don't mean to be dogging on GW, but, they're the big boys in the group, and they are the industry standard, and they set the price, they set the flavor, but they also set the anti-establishment shit, like the smaller companies, and these smaller companies need to be smaller companies. They don't need to mimic GW because that's what we want to get away from, or at least me. I can't speak for people. I mean, there's a lot of people that like GW shit, but like I played my first. I mean, one of my first war games was 40K, like Rogue Trader. I played 40K until the end of second edition, and then I just grew out of it. I just needed something better because it wasn't very. I didn't like it anymore. It's true, dude. Like shit, man. Like I've seen single minis, and I'm not talking about a fucking dragon size. I'm talking about one 28 millimeter size mini for like $30. I'm like, what the fuck? It's insanity. It's crazy. I don't get it, and I'm just like, I'm just flabbergasted at these people who spend the money for it. I mean, they're they have a collector like mentality or something. Like they have to have it. It's like the new iPod. You got to have the new system because if you don't, you're missing out. Or I don't know what the fuck it is, dude. Guys, I still have a burner phone. That's how important I think the newest model of cell phones are. I still have a burner. Yeah, it's just I don't play tournament gaming. I play story based because it's exciting. It's fun. There's story. There's reasons why, and like if you look at cinematic stuff, each man has a personality, and it's not just making a battle report in the filming of it. It's actually on the tabletop, because when you play like in my game, an individual, a single individual can do fantastic shit and not just roll well. I mean, he's like doing shit on the battlefield that makes him a hero. It's great. Oh, I love double blind games. Yeah, I think all wargaming needs to have a third, like a game master. I call them a battle masters in my rule system. It's called a BM, not a bowel movement, but a battle master. You bastards. Yeah, I mean, I need to. A lot of shit I need to do. Yeah, I still have the rules. Yeah, I use the rules system for that. It's changed it up a little bit, but yeah, like if you roll a one, like on a morale check, you become a hero, and if you roll a 20, you become a coward, and it's great. That happens all the time, dude. It's like the odds of this happening is so fucking high, but like the the guy gets wounded or something, right? And he rolls, a check, a morale check at +5, and he rolls a fucking one, and he's a hero now. So you're rolling the hero chart, and you're like, yeah. And then the next, it just seems like the next fucking roll, like morale check, he has to roll, he becomes a fucking coward. So it's like, damn, it's a lot of fun. It's just fun, dude. It's true, and like when you play campaign and narrative, um, the loss of individuals or units on the battlefield are really detrimental, because they don't come back. It's like, I gotta play safe. I gotta play smart. You know, I was watching some like bolt action game, right? And like this guy, they had kind of like a discussion at the end talking about, yeah, when I lost my my elite airborne paratroopers, yeah, that was rough. I'm like, well, no shit, dude. You ran them up the road directly at a fortified bunker. Like, you're running in the road at a bunker. You're not using smoke, because guess what? Smoke doesn't exist. You don't have smoke grenades. You don't have. I mean, it's just you're not suppressing the bunker as you move forward, because the rules don't allow for that. But you just running down the street in an open street down at a fortified bunker. Well, no wonder your fucking paratroopers got mangled, because you're playing like a moron. You're playing like an idiot. It's like, what? Man, there's buildings all around. Why aren't you? Anyway, but yeah. Well, I only had 2 turns to secure that widget. I'm like, whatever. It's true. They're characters in your game. They're not just faceless pawns. And what I like is, like, in my game, shit doesn't vanish. It stays there. Like, if someone gets shot, they're dead. They're on the battlefield for the rest of the game. So, like, if you want to, like, let's say like your sergeant got killed and he has wire cutters on him, right? You got to go up to him and take his wire cutters so you can cut through the fucking fence or whatever. And that's like the reality in the game. It's like, it doesn't just slow your movement. You gotta fucking spend actions to cut a fucking hole and then like get through it. You don't just like, oh, I lose an inch of movement. It's just like, you have all this detailed, it's like the game is like, certain games are really detailed, and then all of a sudden it's just this super simplistic stuff. It's just like, what? There's no consistency in it. Yeah, tactical retreats, shit, yeah, happened all the time. They didn't just fight until they all died. They, broke. They didn't just fight until they all died. They, broke, or they left. Say, well, yeah, we'll come back later and in a different way. Yeah, I remember when the first bolt action system, they didn't even have templates in their blasts. I'm just like, what the fuck? What? You don't have templates? And the one big thing about bolt action I fucking hate is nothing deviates. Like templates don't deviate, they just vanish. It's like, dude, in real combat, if you don't hit the exact target that you want, it doesn't just like, oh well shit, we lost that shot. No, if it deviates 5 feet to the left, that's good enough. You know what I mean? Shit. I mean, deviating a couple meters is fine. You'll hit something. It doesn't just evaporate and doesn't explode. It's just so stupid. But yeah, we use smoke all the fucking time, dude. And then smoke can be tricky because like the wind, we have wind rules. It's like there's weather. So like it's like you threw that smoke right in that alley, perfect. But guess what? The wind's blowing the wrong direction. So you're like, well, shit, that was a waste. So cinematic. I've noticed that you have dedicated kill markers on yours. They're just kind of like a nondescript, kind of like a dead body. I don't. If I remember correctly, you just kind of paint them like a black and a gray, kind of like a shadow. But it's a marker that shows that there's something dead right there. So that's awesome, dude. I think that's a great idea. Yeah, it's just, I mean, I really hate games where I gotta secure some arbitrary just point on the battlefield, and then I lose because I killed. If you table somebody in any game, you should fucking win, even if you didn't accomplish like you didn't sit on that objective for a turn and gain points. You fucking destroyed everything. I mean, it should like I don't know. I don't get it. It's just dumb. I mean, games like that are just dumb, 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 dumb. Yes, grenades, man. It's like grenades were deadly and used all the fucking time, all the time. And for these game systems not to have them, like usable. I mean, oh, you have grenades, so you get a bonus in your close combat or some shit. I'm like, what the fuck? You have anti tank grenades. Well, you know what? That doesn't just happen, dude. Those motherfuckers. It depends on what kind of anti tank grenade you got. If it's a magnetic mine, you got to like in my game. You gotta arm the fucking thing. You gotta get it out of your pocket and put a fuse in it, right, before you do anything. And then you gotta run up to whatever you're gonna stick it on, and then you gotta stick it. If it's a sticky bomb or if it's a magnetic mine, you gotta do it. You gotta do it, and then pull the fucking fuse. And then there's a fuse. There's like so many. Like in my game, you have like a 2 action fuse, 4 action fuse, 6, whatever, however many. So it doesn't blow up until like it's your activation, and then it takes those actions to do a count, right? So like that would allow like an enemy, like if there was an enemy sitting on the engine deck while you put it on there, he might be able to kick it off. If he goes before you do the next turn or whatever. So it doesn't just happen. Just because you have anti-tank grenades doesn't give you a penetration ability. You gotta fucking do it. It's gotta be placed, and it's gotta, it doesn't just fucking happen. It's dumb. But again, oversimplification for that tournament style play. But yeah, chain of command. I like chain of command. It's pretty good. It's funny because I don't like the chain of command rolling, like the dice where the number dice where you can activate whatever. I don't like that um you know what is it, the randomness of it. I think there's better mechanics for that. Even like like bolt action did. They just have like order dice, or I just roll. In our game, we just roll. Competing commanders just roll a die. Whoever gets the lowest dice gets to activate a unit. That's it. That's that simple. You don't have to do this big chart. Nothing. You can just you just roll, and whoever gets the lowest wins. They get to activate, and then when they're done activating, then you roll again and activate another unit, or whatever. So I don't like the bolt. I don't like the chain of commands mechanic for the variation of activation. It seems like a couple extra steps that isn't needed. Yeah, I mean, if you destroy the fucking enemy to a man, then it should be done. You feel them. The battlefield's been cleared. Now, if it's like some sort of scenario, like if they're there to assassinate or to destroy a piece of equipment, let's say a radar station, and the commandos come in and blow up the station, but they all get killed. Well, they technically I would probably call it a push, but they accomplish the mission to destroy the radar station. So although they all died, I would call it a push for the most part. But all right, guys. Well, hell, man, it was fantastic tonight. I'm glad everybody came by. It's dinner time. Mel's yelling at me to come to eat dinner. But dude, everybody go to Cinematic Tabletop's YouTube channel and watch his epic fucking battle reports. They're fantastic. Sit back, grab a beer, and just watch it. Excellent, like World War II, like adventure movie. It's fantastic, guys. Void, yeah, Void was pretty good. Yep, that's like what we do. Everything's got to activate, and when that the turn is over, when everything's been activated, yeah. But all righty, guys. Again, whatever you do in this crazy mixed up world, get your friends to join the channel, okay? And keep it weird. See you later. I will not stand up until the feed is over, so you guys are safe, okay? No pain.